I'd like to thank you all for coming here today, and I would like to first start by congratulating the school on 30 years at the forefront of arts and humanities research. It is a time for celebration, and in particular, we celebrate that the impact of our work is widely felt. For the story of the school is not just our own. It's a story that's shared with the thousands of researchers across the UK and beyond, whose new discoveries we have supported, promoted and co-developed. An anniversary is also a time for reflection. The world has changed a good deal since it was formed in 1994. While our world may be more connected than ever before, it's also more divided, more fraught, and in many ways more precarious. We've seen the invention of new tools like AI that may promise efficiency and convenience, may change work, industries and services for the better or for the worse. We're confronting the existential risk to humanity and the natural world as a result of climate change. And we face a multipolar world that brings with it new issues in international relations, diplomacy and global security. It's not exactly an encouraging picture. And you may be forgiven for wondering what role we, the school, and humanities in general may play in addressing these many challenges. I would argue that our role is significant. Humanities research has become increasingly more applied, and the school has played a vital role in encouraging and supporting that development over the past 30 years. We've done so in a steadfast belief that critical, creative and human approaches are not only valuable in addressing global challenges, they are indispensable. The humanities offers not only diagnoses, but increasingly we offer solutions, and we do it in ways that inspire and reach the soul, as well as in more practical ways. And we see this every day in the work that we do across the UK. As the author Jeanette Winterson recently said, without the arts and humanities, we risk a future where humans look into a mirror without a reflection. And that's why it's so important that everyone has access to a critical and creative education and the new knowledge that emerges from it. But while the world and the school has changed a great deal in 30 years, our mission remains the same: the advancement of the humanities and the generation of and support for groundbreaking research that benefits society. I'd like to take this moment to say a particular thank you to Research England, who are represented here today, and the University of London, who have funded the school and its unique mission. It seems especially poignant to point to that investment today, given the challenges currently faced by the arts and humanities. Their joint commitment to arts and humanities researchers across Britain through the work of the school has enabled connections and new discoveries that otherwise would not have been possible. To conclude, I think it's more powerful to understand the school's contribution through what others say about us, so I'd like to relay a few words from Adam Rutherford, a geneticist, lecturer, best-selling author and broadcaster who was due to join us today but unfortunately can't be here due to a family emergency. Adam writes, "There's a story that in 1938, when Winston Churchill was asked to cut funding to the arts and humanities in order to support the war effort, he responded, 'Then what would we be fighting for?' It's a good line, as indeed so many of the 15 million recorded words of Churchill are. Most of them are now digitised, preserved and searchable for the world to peruse at their leisure. And a quick check in the Churchill Project reveals that, as with so many of his most memorable quotations, Churchill never said it. The sentiment is glorious, however, and even though he didn't say it, he certainly thought it. What Churchill did say was this: the arts are essential to any complete national life. The state owes it to itself to sustain and encourage them. The country possesses in the Royal Academy an institution of wealth and power for the purpose of encouraging the arts. All academies are essential curators of the humanities. They are places where that complete national life is fostered, safeguarded and strengthened. The School of Advanced Study is one of the beating hearts of that ethos, recognising the importance of the arts and humanities to science and of the sciences to the arts and humanities. The school's commitment to public scholarship, to showing the value of the humanities as well as talking about it, to innovation and creativity in research, while also at the same time advocating for the importance of what we're all doing. We're doing it together. The pursuit of knowledge, the exploration of human creativity, all of that makes the School of Advanced Study a vital component of that national life to which Churchill referred. The school knows what we're fighting for, and it reminds all of us around the country why it's a fight worth pursuing. Our record over the past 30 years in pursuing that mission is called for celebration, and that same mission sets our course for the next 30. It's a great honour to introduce Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, Chancellor of the University of London, to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Well, first of all, thank you for including me in your invitation and to want to celebrate your 30 years, your first 30 years of existence. And I think, I hope there's somebody else who was here 30 years ago. Otherwise, that would just be me then. Which kind of marks the passage of time. But I think one of the things I recognised 30 years ago that I had already found, there was a lot of very good specialist organisations, but many of them, their focus seemed to get narrower and narrower. Sheer weight of information, more specialisation. And for somebody who is quite definitely the jack of all trades and master of none, an overall perspective is often very welcome, and it ties some of these things together. This is really what the school has been able to do here, and very convincingly, and has made the point that all your constituent parts have recognised the value of having that ability to have that overall perspective, to ask them the questions that really challenge why they're doing things. Are they doing it the right way? Does it relate to humans as opposed to just being an exercise in either statistics or the art of the possible? I suppose you could argue technology hasn't helped in that respect, because it encourages people to take shortcuts in terms of statistics, which kind of miss out the point of what you're here for, because the numbers seem to tell the same story, except for they don't really. And humanities and humans in that sense, no two are ever the same. So that is a really important part of what you have achieved here, and it's really nice to see the range of what you have to offer, how popular it is, with a number of different organisations. Of course, last time I think I came was the Institute of the Commonwealth Studies, with that renewed focus, and equally from my perspective of being able to visit so many of those countries, you can see the value of having this available, and knowing that it is well used is a huge encouragement, certainly to me, and to those who really value the range of skill sets and understandings from the Commonwealth. One of the things I find, as a master of none, so I do get the opportunity to do a lot of travelling. I don't come with a specialist background. I find it relatively easy to take people as I find them, and it doesn't matter where they are in the world. I find ask questions about the way they live, the structures that would allow them to develop as countries, and the things that really gave them strength. But to also understand the commonalities of human life, the things that the ambitions that everybody shares. And frankly, that's about health, education, family, children being able to grow up to lead healthier lives. Now, underneath those rather basic ambitions, there's a whole range of things you can do either well or not so well. What this school helps us to do is to understand what can be done really well and what makes the most impact in sharing those commonalities and that humans all over the world have done and can do and can share. But you make the point that it is a period of when things are very difficult, and you wonder sometimes how people get more blinkered in these years of such access to global information, that somehow we've got worse, not better, at understanding each other and how much we share. I think this school has done a pretty good job at helping people to understand how much we share and the things that make a difference. And the importance of sense of smell and taste are equally important. You didn't know that when you started, but people are really beginning to understand why that is so important, because COVID has challenged that aspect as well. We never quite know when that might be tested again in a different format. What you've created here is a platform that people want to come to, want to help when they need help. And I can only thank those who over the last 30 years have made it that stopping point, who have made it as a recognised place where humanities are seen at their best in relation to nearly all the other subjects you can think of. And that's even coming from the Royal Academy of Engineering, who do understand occasionally that it's about problem solving for all humans. Can be done. Even Prince Albert understood that. But thank you so much for those who supported this concept so well in its first 30 years. And I know many people who really do look forward to what you can achieve. Not just in the next 30 years, come on, I think we're aiming a little bit further down the line in that. But as I say, it's an opportunity to celebrate, but thank you.